recordings of police or government officials is unconstitutional. The judge made the ruling on two cases, one involving residents who frequently record police and another brought by the conservative activist group Project Veritas.
So essentially what that says, guys, is back on the 11th of this month, we had a federal judge rule in court that it is unconstitutional to say that you cannot record government officials, police, etc., secretly. Translation, you are constitutionally protected if you choose to do recordings of government officials. And that's pretty awesome. So I think that it's definitely relevant to this video that we want to do here. And anybody can go look this stuff up. And it's important. This is me speaking with a federal marshal, and this is about transparency. This is about, getting everybody on the same page. And, why the fuck is this still going on? Is basically my my attitude towards this. What's going on. I understand it's a delicate situation, but it's gone on too long as it is. And so
hello. Speaking.
Hey, this is the U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
Permission to contact you?
Oh, that's good timing. Tell me your name again. Lopez. I'm recording the call, okay?
And for what purpose, sir?
For business purposes. I record all my calls, so don't take it personally. I just thought I should let you know.
No, I'm not comfortable with that. I just don't know what you're trying to do.
You want me to turn it off?
I prefer to, yes, sir. Please.
Okay.
I just don't understand what the purpose of recording me when I'm calling you after you solicited the phone call.
That's very valid, and I don't mean you any disrespect. Firstly, I do respect the marshals greatly, and I think you guys are awesome. So let me give you a tip about what's going on regarding this stuff. We've got a judge in Collin County named Judge Raleigh who a tip was given to me that he had been involved in pedophilia. He fits the MO to just the T, and I do have some open source information that I can share with you about that. I have shared this information with a couple of other agencies, and it is being monitored by other agencies as well. That would include the FBI and some agencies that would probably rather rename kind of out of it and unnamed. But the bottom line is I hope that you guys can act on this. I'd like to make a human contact like I've done with you, Officer Lopez, to if nothing less for my own peace of mind. We're talking about a serious crime going on here, and I'm not alleging anything or making false accusations against this guy. I am relaying the information that was given to me by individuals that were close to him. Now, do you want a little bit of background on Judge Raleigh, or?
Well, let me tell you this. Why are you contacting the U.S. Marshals on this?
Because you guys are in charge under a directorate given by Obama with the sex crimes. And that information was relayed to me.
Not directly this week. We're involved with sex offenders. That means somebody that's been convicted of sex crime. So this is not a conviction. So therefore, we don't investigate. Any child porn or things of that nature. We investigate the ones after the fact. Once they're convicted and they're a sex offender, if they cross state lines, we investigate those under the Adam Walsh Act.
Right. Okay. Well, there's a little bit of misunderstanding. Let me give you up to speed. Judge Raleigh's son is a convicted child sex offender. He was indicted on 11 counts of continuous sexual assault on a minor. And his son, ultimately, this is a guy who has a judge for a dad who had, in hopes, thought that his dad would help him out of this situation and kept quiet about some things that had happened to him from his dad, the way that this information was relayed to me. I would say that he's an excellent point of contact for this investigation, perhaps for the U.S. Marshals. I don't know if he meets the criteria for you.
Well, the way we work those cases is if we have to have a person that's a sex offender abscond. So in other words, let's say he is a sex offender in Oklahoma.
I get it. I got it.
If he doesn't register over there and he's living in Texas, that is a valid investigation that we handle under our arm of the jurisdiction. So that's how it works. So
okay, thank you, Lopez. What do I do? What's my next step? Who would you contact if you were me with this information in federal law enforcement?
Well, you told me you already contacted FBI. The other ones that handle this Homeland Security investigations.
Okay.
They're the ones that bring federal cases to our courts with anything having to do with child porn or things of that nature. But other than those two, the local law enforcement, I don't know, Collin County Sheriff's Office, or I would, kind of like you mentioned, I maybe go federal just because of the fact that he is a county judge or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've contacted innumerable different local agencies, and it's been forwarded onto the state through the Texas Rangers by a Collin County Sheriff's deputy.
Yes, and that's the other part. Yeah, maybe either Rangers or even the Attorney General's office with the state.
Right. That's a sensitive situation because Ken Paxton has an indictment out of Collin County, so it's a very politicized deal with all of this.
Yeah, no, I get it. But the reason why that I stopped you is just the fact that we don't handle that. We handle fugitives.
Okay, I know you do.
Of the sex offenders that I just mentioned, and then other than that, we're basically the federal sheriff.
Right, you guys are the badass. I just want to get on record saying that I really do think you guys do some great work. I've met some great marshals in some weird context in my life, but they have been instrumental in basically helping save my life a couple of times. So I do appreciate that.
Glad to hear that.
Yes, sir. And I hope that at least you understand the sensitive nature of this kind of investigation that's ongoing. And I just wanted to be on record making human contact with you guys. And so, I did talk to a marshal about this in person, but we didn't have the opportunity to really get into it. And he was actually the one who mentioned the Walsh Act to me. And so I looked it up, and I was unclear about it, but I do understand the fugitive aspect of it from your point of view, and what's basically mandated by federal law. That makes perfect sense to me. And so I understand your position, and I appreciate the referrals to other law enforcement services. And, is there any other advice you'd like to give me?
That's all I have. I mean, just those federal agencies, we don't specialize in that, and that's not something that we investigate. Therefore, you know what I mean? We have our different branches that do our different things, and that's just not in our piece of the pie of the criminal justice system. But that's all I can tell you. Other than say, I don't know that Collin County Sheriff's Office would be helpful.
They're not helpful.
I'd be going with the AG's office here.
I've got a sheriff's deputy on tape. I asked him, what he wants to tell me about the corruption in his department. He stutters and he says, well, you see all kinds of things in the department. And then he stops himself. I had been listening to him for a good 12 or 13 minutes on tape, and it's just pretty damning to think about that. But it's been forwarded already. So thank you so much for your help, Lopez. Anything else I need to do for you?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Appreciate the response. Are you calling for me out of the North Texas District Office, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, man. Be careful out there, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm wondering is, if I was intentionally misled by the marshal that I spoke to about this, if he has some type of other trick up his sleeve, so on and so forth. And so he told me about this Walsh Act. He told me about that, they were in charge of these types of things, and in a manner of speaking, they are, but not in the context in which I had presented the information to them. And so I'm wondering about that. Maybe they expect Raleigh to go on the run. That could be it. That would be the only potential scenario that I could see that wasn't some type of intentionally misleading me, or God knows what this guy was thinking. But he seemed to think like he was an OGA, so I don't really know what else that could mean besides one thing. And transparency is an important thing at this day and age, and if we're going to move an investigation like this forward, this kind of stuff needs to be said. And so I'm going to go ahead and release this. I don't care. Why wouldn't I? The bottom line, everybody needs to hold everybody else accountable with this. If you see something, say something. I'll tell you what I see right now. I see, nothing really happening. If we uncover this this faction of individuals within, the judicial system and, county government at the least, that's very important for the future. These guys have got to get out of their seats of power, and it's, guys, it messes the whole world up. These guys hide in positions of power like that intentionally so they can really go unchecked. It's it's just some type of demonic. It's inhuman. I don't understand how people could do this stuff. But there you have it, right there. Okay.